everybody. Welcome back. Got some short track racing going on here tonight. We got the trucks at Nashville Fairgrounds. Great track. I used to go there all the time as a kid. Got a couple people that are in the area. This is a local track for it. It's going to be, oh my God, excuse me. I was just like choking right there. Sorry about that. It's going to be an interesting race tonight. That is for sure. I'm hoping these guys can prove me wrong, but I'm not sure how many green flag laps we're going to get tonight. Hopefully it's a lot. This is a tricky track. Like I said, it's local to me. I'm about 20 minutes down the road from it. I haven't owned it or turned a single lap on it until I believe it was like Thursday when I made the setup. So definitely know how slick it is, though. It's not
yeah,
even...
I've never put a lap in here either, to be honest with you. I'm not even sure if I, well, obviously I must own it if I'm in here watching these guys, but yeah, it's an interesting track to say the least.
Yeah, it's not even so much that the track is slick. It's just try to hop on board with somebody. There's a pretty decent bump coming out of 2. If you get your truck in the right spot, you'll hit that bump pretty hard and makes it easier to go around. 3 and 4 actually is pretty mild. If you hit the corner right, you can pretty much full throttle it on exit as long as the steering wheel is straight. But we'll hop on board with Mike here and see if he gets into that bump. You can just see right there how that truck digs in, but doing a good job of managing it. I only raced on the track though when it was, I think there was 3 of us in total. Looks like we've got about 30 in the session right now. So that's obviously something that these drivers will have to navigate that I was fortunate enough to not have to deal with. Oh, big impact there in practice. All right, I know you said you test drove it. Did you you do like how did you test drive it?
It was with just a typical setup. I thought it was gonna put me right in the actual setup, and it didn't.
Gotcha.
I actually don't even know what setup I was using, but it wouldn't even let me. I had to downshift to 2 to make the corners, and then upshift to 3, and I never even touched 4. So.
Yeah, not the setup then.
Yeah, definitely not the setup. No, I must have been on a super speedway setup or something to be that low geared.
Yeah, I want to say it defaults to Daytona. I don't know why.
Actually, that might have been it, to be honest with you. I'm looking at it right now. You're right. It's Daytona Oval.
Yeah, so I took the I took the 5 flags base and adjusted it from there. I made some pretty drastic changes to the tire pressure. What else, man? I can't remember what I did. I did a lot. I know I made some changes to the tire pressure, some pretty big changes to the camber on all 4 tires. Stiffened up the truck a little bit, made it a little bit more stable. I think I made about 7 or 8 changes to the set, which, I mean, obviously there's a lot more to make, but it's a fun track, man. I will say, Sean did a pretty good job with the schedule. There's a lot of tracks on here I wish we could race.
Yeah, there's a couple in here that I would have no problem jumping on for the most part. I mean, that, like I said, I've never even been on this one, so I don't mind a good challenge.
It was fun when I did it, man. Like, I mean, again, I didn't have to race around 20-something other cars, 30-something other cars, but this is definitely like a very rhythm-heavy track. And I just missed the truck. But Eugene Hawk, he's been damn near lights out since he's been in here, and he's got the fastest lap in practice right now. So I know Sean's had a little bit of a trend of holding a little bit back in practice and putting down a good qualifying lap. We'll see if that'll hold true again tonight. But
yeah, looks like we got 30 drivers out there, so I don't think we got to worry about qualifying.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back and see. I think the times they're doing are pretty good. I got word what the track temp is, and these are some really good lap times for what they're running. Yeah, so there is going to be a little bit of cloud cover, I believe, in the forecast later on in the race. I was able to get to an 18.5 with the cloud cover. So these drivers are still about half a second off a lap, but that, which sounds like a lot, and it is, but I will say in the testing that we did, the weather here is very important to how these cars handle. I mean, I know that's everywhere we go, but it seems like it's really sort of what I'm looking for. Like, really, I don't know, I'm having a brain fart. It's very sensitive here than some other tracks. And the fall off that goes along with it is pretty significant as well. The truck feels good long run. It's like kind of like one of them short track deals where even though the truck or the car feels good, the pace is gone. But that does it for practice. Got qualifying going to be starting here any moment. As per usual, we will see who elects to come onto the pits first. It looks like KT McCann. Was it last week that he won? I want to say it was. Excuse me. Oh, KT first out there on the track. Eugene Hawk. Patrick Cameron with an 18.9. That's the fastest lap we've seen so far. KT really pushing it off of 2. Looks like he just ran up a little high in 3 and 4. I don't know if that's going to improve his time any. Randy Cornwell puts himself up into 3rd. Mike, another local to the area, he gets himself up in P4 for now. Beecham sends a solid lap, puts him in the 7th place spot for now. I know Wilder's put in a lot of practice. I believe he's on his out lap or his first lap now. Yeah, so gets a banker lap in, scores him 17th. Hunter, though, to the top of the board with an 18.92 as well. That bumps Wilder up to P3. Solid lap for him. Matthew Chase scored P5. And this is who I wanted to see right here. Sean Happick has been doing a really good job of saving some time out there in practice. Let's actually hop on board with him for his qualifying run. Straightens the exit off the 4 just to get that little bit of extra speed. We'll see how he gets into turn 1. So far, it's looking like a good lap. I don't know the pace that he's at, obviously, but net P5 for his first lap. Had to get out of it there a little bit coming off of 2, so I think he will be sitting in P5 pretty comfortably. Andre making his way around. Andre moves up to 14th. We got just another minute here. Brad Doer out on track now. He's had some solid finishes this season. This looks like a really solid exit off of 4. Puts him 18th for now. We'll see if he can improve on his second lap. Looks like he got a good exit. Again, just hard to tell without having a relative or anything on the board here. He was 18th. Let's see. So he moves up 6 spots, puts him into P12. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, here's our race info for week 10 here at Nashville Fairgrounds in the Truck Series. We've got 160 laps tonight. Stages will be at laps 40 and 80. These drivers will get 3 sets of tires for their troubles here tonight.
You gonna run lineup?
Yep, doing that right now.
I'm gonna run in, just kind of do a quick talk with them.
Okay. Starting in P1 on the pole, we got the number 64 of Hunter Jock believe that's how you pronounce it. I still haven't gotten confirmation, but solid lap out of him. Patrick Camburn here scored in P2. Sean Wilder, I know he's been putting in a pretty good amount of practice this week. He's going to be scored in the 3rd place position with Eugene Hawk on his outside in row number 2. On the inside of row 3, we've got some admins here, some fellow friends, of course. We've got Sean Happick and Matthew Chase going to be rounding out row number 3. In row number 4, we've got local to the track Mike Kufel with Randy Cornwell on his outside, and just behind them, we've got KT McCann and David Meacham in row 5. Kyle Rogers and Brad Dorr rounding out your top 12 here on the podium, or on the first scoring sheet, I should say. Row number 7, Brandon Dayhoff and Justin Navas, some drivers that have had some pretty good speed over the course of the season, followed by Andre Carvalho and Daniel Quinn. Kean Fry, Chris Weiniger in row number 9. John Shields, Clint Hackett rounding out your 10th row, followed by Greg Moss and Kendon Cook. Thomas Long and Frank Zimmel rounding out row number 11. Randy Post, Zachary Tyler, 25th and 26th, with Corey Moore and Ryan Seabolt. And then rounding out the last row here in the field, we've got Samuel Moser and Aaron Creighton. That's going to be your starting grid for tonight. Again, going to be a interesting race, to say the least. See, 76 degrees ambient temperature, 100-degree track temp, so the track is cooling down.
How's lineup going there, Bryce?
Ready when you are.
All set? All right, I'm going to get him started then.
Pace car going to be taking a couple, well, about an extra lap here on the short tracks. Takes a little bit to get them going. Over under on how many green flag laps we have before our first caution. I'm gonna go 3. Pace car off. Green flag in the air. Patrick Camburn got a great start on the outside.
Oh, 40 got loose.
Yeah, it looks like John Shields was around on the wall as well. We stay green. Patrick Camburn, though, got a great start on the outside.
I'm curious to see how many actual lanes people can use here. See if that high line is going to show anything tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I think 3 and 4 is going to be a little bit more multi-groove than 1 and 2. Could be wrong, but just based on the laps that I did, that's kind of how it felt. but over the course of the run, we'll see if that continues to hold true. So far, everybody doing well. Brad Dorr looking up the inside of Justin Alva. Justin looking to make a crossover, not quite able to get it done. Looks like we got a battle in the lead, or in the front of the pack, excuse me. Eugene Hawk and Matthew Chase battling for that 4th spot. Chase looking to get the run on the outside. This will be your test. Sean Happig poking his nose in. Looks like Eugene Hawk's going to get the run and clear Chase, as is Sean Happig now. So Chase going to lose 2 spots there with that exchange. Justin Nava up 5 spots from where he started, as well as Randy Post. See one slow down on the apron caution. Yep.
Looks like that was 22 and 13.
Able to get a little bit more green flag laps in than I thought we were. Everybody,
yeah,
like
it was Randy Cornwell 22 and David Meacham 13.
Was that our caution? I saw 29.
Yes. 22. That may have been the cause of the caution, maybe not, but I did see 13 and 22 kind of get into it. So.
Zachary Tyler now. I mean, he spins in 3 and 4, almost on the pit road. He's stopped on the track. I'm not seeing anything else that looks like it would have caused a caution. I did see Meacham and Cornwell get into it here, but looks like Cornwell was able to hold on to it, so I don't believe that was the caution. That caution really, I think, came out because of Zachary Tyler. He's showing a lap down now as well, so good save by Cornwell. Unfortunate contact, but lights are off on the pace car, I believe. Yes, they are. Patrick Camburn was able to get a really good restart on the initial start. We'll see if he can do that here again.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he got a really good jump there. I mean, that's 3 truck lanes. So. David Meacham working on Mike Kufel on the outside. He clears him off of 2. Really good run for the 13.
Yeah, just barely. He, I think he was just barely clear, and he dropped it low.
Nava making up his way through the field. He's up 6 spots from.
Oh, 31 around. 31 around.
Yep, saves it a little bit of contact. Mike Kufel gets in the back of Meacham, trying to check up for that. We stay green. For
definitely
now.
A good save.
On board here with Daniel Quinn, P15.
Yeah, there's another caution. 19 and 1, I think. One goes around. Not sure if that was the cause of the caution, though. Yeah, that's the only wreck I'm seeing was the 1901, but he didn't get spun around.
Yeah, I believe that would have done it right there. Andre just gets into Randy Post. Yeah, I believe that was the caution, because right after that happened, everybody slows down, checks up pretty quickly. So really important here on these short tracks to try to get into a groove. Say it all the time, but cautions do in fact breed cautions. Seeing that on display here right now, but Zachary Tyler, we see him getting waved around the pace car. He's going to get his lap back. And here you can see all the pit stalls there. You see you got the little quarter midget track there coming through the pits. I believe this view right here is about where I was sitting when I got bit by a brown recluse.
In the stands?
Yeah, buddy. I may have gotten, now I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, I may have gotten bit before I got here, and it just didn't react till I got here, but I was a little kid and I got bit twice by a brown recluse on my left thigh, put me in the hospital.
Yeah, I mean, those things definitely hurt, for sure.
Yes, they do. I'm surprised Dalton King here has been a part of our series. He goes to the Fairgrounds just about every other week or so, I believe, with a team that he sponsors, but nonetheless, green flag out in the air. Hunter able to minimize the gap from the restart there. But Patrick, he's getting a really good run on that middle lane. Caution out again, I believe. I saw Daniel Quinn pop up on my feed. Yep, and he is in the pits already. Let's hop on board with him and see what exactly happened, see if he had any help. Oh, I don't know what that, I don't know if that was an equipment failure or what. That's really weird. He brakes into turn one. I mean, he gets on the brakes and the truck just goes straight into the wall. And it's almost like he accelerates when he hits the wall for a second. I don't know if that was an equipment failure or what. Interesting, though. Hunter gives up the race lead, or he may have been P2 when the caution came out, but he's going down pit road as we speak. Looks like he maybe was just getting some fuel in it. Gonna try to shorten up that pit stop when we get to the stage here. We're halfway through stage number 1. And ever so quietly, Sean Happick and Mike Kuffel on the second row. Saw Mike get caught up again on where we had that checkup with David Meacham. And I want to say maybe the 31 of Matthew Chase. Cool to see that Nashville is home to 2 of our races on the schedule. And the trucks, of course, we Had Nashville Super Speedway a little bit earlier on in the season. And then we'll return to Bristol. Return back here to Tennessee in just a couple weeks' time. But it looks like the lights are off on the pace car. Should be going green this time by. See if Patrick can get a good restart. I'm not sure who scored in the lead, if it's Patrick or Eugene. I would imagine, yeah, based off that spot or that start, Patrick definitely was the control car there. Gets another really good restart. Mike and Sean leaning on each other in turns 1 and 2. No harm, no foul. Mike's going to get a little bit of the speed advantage on the outside, but Sean looking to duck his nose in. Ride the low line. These two racing hard, though, for P4. See KT get into the wall off of 2. David Meacham around turn 3. Saves it almost head on with the pit wall. Three wide here at Nashville Fairgrounds. Didn't think I was going to call that out tonight. Oh, and that I believe is KT. Oh, big junk. Big junk. In turn number 3. I was about to say, I want to say that started with KT. I think we saw him slow on the apron. It looks like he may have had some right front damage. Oh, nope. Gets loose off 2.
Yeah. Nails the inside wall.
Yeah. And now I'm pretty sure that broke the steering. Yeah,
it did. Yeah, he's just going right up the track.
Oh, but I think we get pretty bad net code there, though.
Yeah, what the hell happened to 1? Do you see that?
Oh, no. Not net code at all. Locks him up.
Oh, yep.
Tries to overcorrect it. And he goes firewall deep into the outside wall.
That was quite the snap, though. Holy cow.
Yeah, we see Sean Wilder get involved. Kean Fry, the 00. I mean, that's a track blocker. And
in all honesty, though, these guys didn't do too bad of a job checking up. I mean, guys are locking up and just stopping just to let everything settle out.
Yeah, not a lot of room here at all. So those would be a couple fast repairs used there pretty early on. I believe Justin Nava was caught up in that crash as well. I believe he's going to be going a lap down here. A&W Motorsports, though. Patrick Camburn, P1. Mike Kufel, P3. Chris, P5. Really solid run for those guys tonight. I know we've talked about it for a decent amount of time here this season, that they're really doing what they can to put the time in the season. And as of right now, at this point in the race, it's definitely working out for them. Actually hop on board here with Chris for this restart. See teammate right in front of him there, a little bit of damage on his right front. Green flag back in the air. Patrick with another great start. Sean Happick. Eugene Hawk battling for P2. We see it out the windshield now from Chris. Chris looking to make the move on Brad
Yeah,
Dorr.
we're coming to 9 to go for end of stage 1.
Chris doing a good job of holding that bottom. Brad, though, going to get him on the entry. And one thing I did notice about this track, as we see, that might be a big one based off what I'm seeing. Caution flag out again. See it up front here from Greg Moss. David Meacham again in the corner. It looks like the 14 of Kean Fry sees it happening. Well, Kean, I don't know if he reacted to the accident or if he kind of just got loose on his own. You know, only he will really know there, but David Meacham, Kean Fry looping in the corner, nowhere to go really for Greg Moss. Looks like everybody does a pretty decent job of getting everything checked up here. But what I was saying right before we had that caution flag come out is when I was doing a little bit of testing, the bottom line does look really well. But you can really make a lot of time, you know, kind of just being about a half a lane to a lane up. You can really get a good exit and kind of straighten out the corner. And we're seeing that used here. A lot of guys not necessarily hugging the yellow line, but
I'm almost thinking that the diamond procedure might work here too. I mean, that's probably what I would try to run here, see if it worked or not.
The only problem with it, at least in 1 and 2, is all the bumps that you get. It's pretty harsh. It's hard to turn back left because of the bumps in 1 and 2. I was running a diamond, but it was like a very minimal. Like I wasn't going but a lane up. 3 and 4, you could probably make it work a little bit easier, but 1 and 2, like I said, it's really bumpy. So it's hard for the truck to really get planted to make the left turn. But, you know, with some more seat time, I'm sure some of these guys can make it work. Gonna have just a few lap shootout here coming to the end of stage 1. Patrick has been really good on those restarts on the high line. We'll see if Eugene, Sean, or Mike, or one of these other drivers here have anything for him. Patrick's been really good on those restarts all night. Looks like that holds true again. Just goes to show you how important track position is here at a track like this. And here we go. We see it again. Mike and Sean battling once again. So pit's going to be closed this time by. Looks like Mike able to get the pass completed on Sean Happick. See smoke. Oh, the 53 is around. That's going to be a caution. That is going to be the stage. Corey Moore around. I believe Meacham was around. I think Moser was caught up in that as well. Sean Wilder again. Yeah, so we see it up ahead. 53, that white and blue truck, side by side. Just gets a little too hot on the brakes. Everybody's trying to check up, just nowhere to go. So that one there took out a decent amount of cars. But that's going to put Patrick Camburn, your winner here. stage number 1. Eugene Hawk, close call there on pit entry.
Yeah, I thought he was going to get it.
Oh my God. We'll let Patrick make his pit stop, and we'll see if we can't get in touch with him here. Oh, strategy call here. Maybe from Randy Post. Sean Happick with a really good start as well. A really good stop, excuse me. That puts him out in front. But let's see if we can't get our winner from stage 1, the number 84, Patrick Camburn. Hey, Patrick, this is Bryson Will up here in the booth, man. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, first and foremost, man, congrats to you there on your stage victory. We were talking about it all night, just how important that track position was, and man, you were able to do one hell of a job there on the restarts. Saw you picking that outside line here. That seems to be the favorable line for the restart?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I was kind of going back and forth that last restart, whether I was going to go top or bottom. I just feel like I got a little more room to work on the outside than I do on the inside.
Yeah, we were talking about it up in the booth. I was talking with Will. I know when I was doing some testing, you can make a couple lines work, and we see a lot of drivers kind of using the middle of 1 and 2. I mean, how important is it to try to maintain that bump? We know there's a pretty big bump there on the exit of 2 that's caught a couple guys off guard. So are you guys, running up high half a lane to avoid that bump, or do you just feel like you can carry more speed with that high line there?
I feel like you can carry a little more speed on kind of like half a lane up, but it also comes down to how you hit that bump coming out of 2. It can really upset the car if you hit it the wrong way.
Gotcha. Well, see the lights coming back on the pace car now. But again, man, congrats to you for your stage 1 victory. Good luck to you here. Looks like you got a couple cars in front of you, but I'm sure you can get it done, man.
Cool. Thank you.
So we talked about track position, and Brad Dora and Sean Happick going to be the beneficiary of that pit stop there. Going to put those two on the front row. We'll see just how good Patrick Camburn is going to be. He'll be starting on the second row, so not a whole lot of traffic for him to deal with, but more than he's had to up to this point. And here we've seen a lot of cars involved in some calamity tonight. We've only shown 12 here on the lead lap so far. Looks like I want to say Brad is going to be scored the control car here, though. They're trying to get things sorted out on track. I believe we got it all figured out here. Pace car off. Nashville Fairgrounds once again. Gets a great restart. Patrick looking to make the move on Sean Happick. Gets to the quarter panel, almost makes contact. Randy Cornwell looking to attack now. I mean, I wonder, I don't know that Sean took tires or maybe he only took rights, but he is under a lot of pressure already. Patrick Camburn looking to make his way around him. 3 wide, we see John Shields up in the wall. Oh, Randy Cornwell around. Matthew Chase around after the end of the caution. Yeah, product of hard racing. We see Randy Cornwell gets in just a little bit too deep. Slides down the track. David Meacham involved again. It's an unlucky night for him. That's a really unfortunate tree. Yeah, just gets loose and nowhere for David Meacham to go again. So we see 4-truck Sean Wilder involved again as well. Really would like to see some of these guys maybe just back it down a little bit and try to get into a rhythm here.
Yeah.
Seeing a lot of guys trying to push it when they don't necessarily need to. We've seen a couple people now already, you know, just getting loose on entry, just driving it in a little bit too deep, having that rear end slide out on them, and we've seen what happens. And again, you know, this track too has got a pretty high banking, so when they do get spun around, they will naturally slide down the track. And
yeah, self-cleaning track, man.
Yes, it is.
I'm pretty sure this is the second week in a row that Dorr has actually done some kind of pit strategy and ended up front.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he was made a pretty good way up towards the front before the pit stop. And, I mean, we saw it with Sean, too. I mean, he was able to cycle back to just on the front row. But, again, I don't know if he made a tire call, but he just hasn't had the pace since this last restart. I mean, you see those leaders get a big jump. Oh, Eugene Hawk. Yeah, I want to say that was Eugene Hawk. Gets into the wall. And then we have yet again another caution. Okay, we're just turning left on a straightaway. Sure what was. I mean, there's kind of a little bit of both, actually. It looks like Hunter's just expecting Corey Moore to be a little bit higher up on the track than he is, and self-clears across his nose. Feeling this could be a very, very long night. We're getting some good racing in the front too. I mean, that's the thing. If a couple of these guys just settle down just a little bit, we can get some good runs. So we've seen really good battles, I mean, throughout the top 10 and even towards the back of the pack. I know these guys are capable of making it happen. But for those of you that are watching from home, we've talked about it before. The trucks is our entry level series here on iRacing. Trucks on Sunday nights, Xfinity on Mondays, and then of course our Cup season on Friday nights. Cup Series, our premier series here in high velocity racing. I'll tell you one thing, I've seen some beat up trucks out there. Green flag in the air once again. Brad Dorr getting a really good start. Eugene there already.
84 truck ended up, Patrick Camburn ended up getting a black flag, beating the leader to the start-finish sign.
Oh, yeah, and that's, I mean, if this does stay green, that's going to hurt him a lot. A long, slow pit road here. I mean, lap times 19 to 20 seconds probably in these current conditions, so he's going to lose a couple laps of that penalty. And it looks like he's going to get
he's going to lose one.
John Shields loses it off of 2, gets into that inside wall, and his truck is broke. Just got to tow at that point. I don't know what we're doing there, but so Patrick, I don't think actually ends up going a lap down there, so he gets saved by the bell.
No kidding.
Yeah, lucky break for him after that mistake. He's definitely going to be thanking the racing gods for that one. Because I for sure, I think he goes 1 lap down. He probably would have went 2 laps down had that stayed green there. Green flag in the air once again. Brad getting a really good restart. Thomas Long got a good restart on the inside. Had nowhere really to go with it, but Eugene, pretty good gap, and David Meacham goes around. That's going to be another yellow. I know that we are in Nashville, but we have been doing nothing but playing I-24 simulator here. If you know, you know.
Yeah, short track racing, 30 trucks, fast repairs. I mean, it's. I kind of had a feeling it was going to be a bit of a disaster. It's slick, you know.
Yeah, short track racing. What to say? A lot of beat up trucks tonight, though. That is for sure.
Yeah, well, I mean, the good news is they really don't need much aerodynamics here, but at the same time, you hate to see that, you know?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I wish we could get into a rhythm here, but like I said too, the biggest part of it is it kind of really is that self-cleaning track. And a lot of guys just, I mean, losing it on entry and center. Eugene, great restart. I mean, the leader has really had a huge advantage on these restarts. Contact again. And we have our, I don't even know how many cautions. 11th caution of the night.
Yeah, I don't know what the 84 was doing, to be honest with you. He tried going 3 wide before the green flag even dropped, and then he went back down and slammed into the 88 at the green flag drop, and I don't know, the 88 was going to let the 84 by, and he still came up the track and turned him.
Well, I do know who is getting the bonus point for the most laps led tonight, and I believe it's going to be the iRacing official pace car.
Yeah,
I do know that I am excited for Mosport tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't think too many people are sharing your excitement, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed our lack of participation.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what's going on there.
Yeah, I'm not sure either, but I might actually try to make it tomorrow. It was either tonight or tomorrow night I was gonna miss, but I might have to get off early enough to make it. I was gonna stay late at work, but you know.
Yeah, it's a really fun track. Setup is really good for it as well. Shout out to Parker White. Oh, green flag in the air again.
Kufel got a really rough start there at the beginning.
Yeah, Sean able to get underneath them as well as, I believe the 93 is not quite there. I'll tell you what, Sean and Mike have been battling pretty hard all night long.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. I mean, we've had good battles on track when we've stayed green. I mean, 4 to go here in the second stage as well. Brad near contact with the wall off of 2. And the 93 goes around, firewall deep into the inside wall. And that is going to conclude stage number 2. See if we can hop on board with our stage 2 winner. I don't know if he is around, and he is not, so we will grab our second place finisher in stage 2, Sean Happick, P2 there in stage number 2. What are you seeing out there, man, apart from a lot of smoke and backwards trucks?
Shoot, I haven't been seeing really much of that. Just trying to stay out front, doing everything I can to stay out front so I don't get in that calamity back there. I need some green flag run. We all know Mr. Hawk is fast, but a few races he hasn't shown that he can save any type of tires, but I just have a feeling just what we were talking about on the podcast about them short run stints, and I think that's what it's going to be today.
Yeah, I was seeing it up here in the booth. You and Mike, man, you guys have been battling out all race. I mean, we've got some good battles throughout the field where we can stay green. It's just staying green is the hardest part, but I mean, you've had a pretty solid run so far. You feeling confident about, you know, what you can do here if we get some green flag run?
Maybe some green flag runs, but if it stays up like this, it's just all about track position and what I'm going to do to stay up here. So pit with these guys when they pit, and just not get myself back there is the biggest thing I can do.
Gotcha. Well, good luck to you here coming up on the final stage, and hopefully you can stay towards the front and keep that truck clean.
Well, I hope so. Appreciate it. Hope it gets a little bit better for you guys.
Yes, we will see what happens here. David Meacham really spinning the tires on the inside line there. David Meacham going around, saves it right into the back of KT. And yeah, there's some motors being blown. I'm surprised the yellow flag took as long as it did to even come out there.
Was the 13 still on like old tires or something?
He must have stayed out. Because he spun his tires really bad on that restart.
Yeah, and the 40 kind of gave him a shove coming out of 2. Oh, 84 just turned 52.
Yeah, so it looks like no matter where you're at on the track, nobody is safe. I literally just happened to look away for a split second, and then I see Sean aiming head wall to the end, or head on with the inside wall. Yeah, 84 just dips his nose underneath. I mean, good job by Sean. To minimize the damage there, but it's going to put some unnecessary heat in his tires and gives him a little bit of damage on the rear end. anymore though. He's had a quiet night, but he gets up into the 6th place spot. He's up 21 spots. It looks like he's our biggest mover for the night so far. Pretty solid launch there on the inside. You can really hear him babying the throttle off of turns 2.
Oh, 53's around. 93 involved.
There goes the rear bumper for Sean Happick. That's just a byproduct of a little bit of extra heat in Sean's tires. He's been really solid here tonight, and yet again, the braking zone into the corners collects another victim.
I mean, we still have 66 laps to go.
Sorry about that. It's rambunctious dogs to take care of. I'll tell you what though, with all these yellow flag laps, switch our focus to the Cup Series here for a little bit. I'm genuinely, like, I know we had talked about it. I was excited before, but I'm so excited to get back in that Cup car, dude.
Yeah, to be honest with you, man, I kind of like the idea of the one, I can't remember who it was that said it, but he's like, we should have ran just the qualifying, the duels or whatever, and the race that same night. I mean, I'm with you, man. I'm ready to go.
I just, I'm not here to bash or anything, but running this car in that other league, it was fun and all. But with the group of guys that we have and how fun it was racing until the end there, which even the end was fun. I mean, that's the most comfortable that I felt in that car, super speedway or not, and Randy Cornwell. But that's the most comfortable I felt in that car, man. Like pushing like that, how we were, and unfortunate caution that came out there. I mean, we had the field lapped, just about. But I'm not looking forward to Texas being the next race after Daytona. But apart from that, we have such a good group of guys and just a great car, honestly. It was a damn good race at Coda, too. I really wanted that one for Kyle Busch, but as much as that pains me to say, never thought I would say those words out loud, but ever since he went to RCR, he's not been that bad. His car's been bad, but he's not. At this point, I'm half tempted to suit up and go get in my truck.
Right. Yeah, speaking about Cup car again, yeah, I'm looking, definitely looking forward to them. I'm not looking forward to Daytona, but every track after that I'm good with.
You know I'm looking forward to it. I mean, dude, I'll run a full season. Daytona, Talladega, Daytona, Talladega, Daytona. Back and forth, I don't care.
I mean, I got a great team, and you're on it. You know, we have great communication. We're 99% of the time we're up front, we're off. But at the same time, it's boring, man. Especially in them Cup cars, it's so boring. At least with trucks, like, you're in a group. It's more fun. Yes, it's more apt to have more cautions. We really didn't even have one until the last lap during the duels, which was fantastic. But at the same time, I prefer a little, you know, excitement to the race too.
Well, I mean, honestly, dude, the Cup cars I think are one of the most exciting cars on a super speedway. I think there's a lot of people that are scared of them. And then, I mean, it was our first race of the season being the duel, and you know, it really, the race didn't really mean much, you know what I mean? But I think a lot of people were just trying to feel each other out. But dude, if you get a bunch of experienced people in a Cup car at a super speedway, that's some of the most fun super speedway racing you can have. The amount of the runs that you're able to generate, and the side draft, I mean, everything happens so much faster in the Cup car than it does like in the trucks or the Xfinity car. I think that's what makes it fun. And even, like, sure, we had a 5-car breakaway and, you know, we were all just riding around. But, I mean, we were doing 203 miles an hour almost on the backstretch, pushing 4 or 5 deep. Like, I don't care, man. That's fun to me. Sucks that that late caution came out, and I'll be starting, I think, honestly, towards the rear of the field for the...
It's just a start. I mean, really, the only thing that was worth anything was winning the race, and only one of us could have done that. So, yeah, I mean, hopefully Daytona, the 250 is just as clean as that one was. I mean, I'm sure we'll get a good wreck at the end, but hopefully none of me or my teammates are in it. It looked like a pretty good group of guys too.
We got a couple guys from Canadian League as well. I love that's how we refer to it, by the way. It's great. But
What, the Canadian League?
yeah. I know CD Mangram's in there. I was talking to Ray the other day. I think we'll have some parity in the Cup Series too. I mean, we've had a lot of it here so far in the trucks, but I think the Cup has really good potential to be the same way. I really do. Well, we are getting there though. Slowly but surely. Mike's still having a really solid night. He's up in P2. You know, he's itching for a win, and if he's able to do it here at the Fairgrounds, I drive by this track every day. You gotta get your Civic down here, man. We gotta race the Civics here.
Oh, you don't want none of that.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how that would go, because I don't think we'd be bumping and banging on each other in the real cars. Not intentionally, anyway.
Right?
I don't know, front wheel drive out of short track, I don't know how well that would work. But, I mean, dude, these restarts, man, have been absolutely dominated by the control car.
Oh, yeah. Yep, big time. And they get quite the lead, too.
Yeah, Corey Moore looking to make a move on Mike. Patrick is really aggressive under braking. I think we'll see it here. I don't know if Corey Moore got loose or got a penalty, but Patrick Camburn he's really good on the brakes, and he's able to get a good drive off the corner. We saw Sean Happett come down pit road on that last stop too. I don't know if he got tires or what his situation's looking like, but although I don't really know how much that even matters because we haven't really had too many green flag laps, but he scored in P12. I think he's in 11th now. He was scored in 13th or 14th on that restart, so just a handful of laps he's been able to make up some time. We'll have to keep an eye on him. Eugene Hawk, our leader for the race, looks like he gets into the wall a little bit off of turn 2. Patrick Camber now looking to make a move on Mike Kuffel on the inside. Maybe side by side going into turn 1, not quite clear just yet. Mike just going to fall in line here, try to get the run off the corner. And I'm not going to say what I want to say, but I'm curious to see if we've seen who's got the short run speed rather. We'll see if anybody else has, and see. Actually, I'm gonna put a hand up. I'm gonna claim this caution. I tried to not even mention it, and it still happened as soon as I said something. So I'll take an E-well on this restart.
Looks like we got some pit stops coming down through now.
Yeah, Sean Happick was saying that the fuel window was around 40 or so laps. So this should put everybody in their window. Sean might stay out here. I mean, I think he just pit a couple laps ago, so yeah, it looks like that's exactly
I mean,
what's
realistically, they're not probably putting much, and Sean did stay out, but they're probably not putting much wear and heat into these tires, man. So honestly, I mean, if that's what Sean did, hopefully he's still got some tires behind the wall and everything, but maybe he just came in and fueled up and good to go.
Yeah, I mean, the good thing is, you know, too, with how this race has trended so far, I mean, yeah, he pits a little bit early as far as the pit window is concerned, but I don't know that that's really going to be an issue, again, with how many yellows that we've had. I mean, he could probably save the fuel that he needs.
Yeah, he's being shown as a leader right now, too, so.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely a leader, but he's got a fast truck behind him. Patrick Cameron's been running up front all night. That's going to be a hard truck to beat. Zachary Tyler, though, he's going to be on the outside row, I believe. I don't know if he's P2 or P3. It looks like he cycles out to P3. So we saw him collected in one of the first cautions of the night. Good to see that he's able to bounce back. Let's see if Sean can get a good restart. Again, we know Patrick has been strong on the starts as well. Patrick, I don't know if he got tires or what. Again, I don't know exactly what the tire situation is looking like, but he got a hell of a restart there. Actually, clear Sean. And the yellow's back out, so that's going to put Sean in P2, and that's going to give Patrick the advantage again on the restart. I'm excited to run that Toyota Camry. I don't know why I've had a change in heart here recently, but
yeah, I've never been in it.
I mean, they all drive the same, obviously, but
I mean, yeah, the only difference is just obviously the looks, but they do sound a little different too.
never noticed it. I've just driven the Mustang for so long now.
Yeah, like I said, I haven't been in the Toyota yet, but I know the Chevy and the Mustang has a distinct difference.
I mean, I ran the Chevy in Brandon's half of Brandon's league, and then ran the Ford in half of Brandon's league, and ran the Chevy in the Canadian league. So the only car I haven't ran is the Camry, and I'm a person who has been known to switch things up here and there. see if these drivers can settle in. We're going to be, I believe, about 31 or 32 to go when we take the green flag. Sean Happick able to bounce back after some late trouble. I don't know if that's an actual restart zone or not.
It is. It is. There's cones on the wall and everything. It's, yep.
About to say, I mean, if it is, I mean, the restart zone is short. I mean, always taking a gamble, but I mean, the restart zone is pretty short.
29's around.
Oh, yeah,
51 involved.
Yeah, that's actually not as bad as I thought that was about to be. But, I mean, with how small the restart zone is, I honestly would almost gamble on just trying to time the restart. And sure, you run a little bit of a risk, but at this point, we've seen how important it is to be the control car. All right, here we go. Racking them up one more time. Sean, no, he's on the outside following Patrick, so he should get a little bit of a better advantage on the restart, and it looks like he does. Patrick, though, just shot out of a cannon on that restart. Once again, here comes Mike back up into the fight.
Yeah.
And the 40
around.
goes around.
He had some help on that, though.
Yes, he did. Man, I tell you what, dude, that 52 and that 9, man, they must have a string attaching their two trucks together. Because they have been linked up all night long. Can't get away from each other.
Yeah, Mike actually lost it a little bit coming off from 3 after that caution flew, too.
Yeah, it looks like it still has him scored in 3rd. I got screwed myself at New Hampshire in the other league on Thursday. We were at New Hampshire and I was in the lead and they were spinning behind me and I was looking at it in my rear view mirror and then I self-spun when the caution came out, and because I was off pace, it registered that I was caught up in the wreck and I went from first to like sixth. Oh, it is easy to do. Sean, Mike, Patrick, and Corey, though, I mean, they've been up front all night. Chris Weininger's been up there, too, all night as well. I mean, I feel like the only one that's really been up there consistently has been Eugene Hawk. A couple of these other drivers have been caught up in some stuff, but these drivers have been up front all night.
Sean's really got to close that gap a touch. There we go. Go, go, go. .45 looks like he's going to get a run on the outside. Oh, 45
and there
around.
He goes.
No caution. We're staying green.
Oh, no, that'll be a yellow.
Yep, there it is. Late yellow. Looks like the actual caution came out. Oh, the 34 into the inside freaking wall right at pit's entrance. You got to look at that.
10-4. We'll hop on board with... Oh, yeah. Yeah, I panned to him, and his whole front clip is gone.
That's a hit. He was checking up because everybody was checking up because of the, I think it was the truck there that wrecked at the beginning. The front of the pack. And he just locked him up and just couldn't stop for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a hit.
Yeah, that'll be a night ender. Yeah, that one would have hurt in real life. I'd probably hurt on the sim. And it's weird. It just bounced him like directly laterally back out onto the track. I was wondering what happened with the 88 because I saw him go flying, and that would explain it. Those tire barriers in iRacing are a little goofy at times with those big hits. I mean, hell, we saw it with David Meacham at Indy. What happened when he got the tire barrier?
I don't know, man. That 84 truck is getting some pretty good jumps off that lead as soon as the green flag drops, but we're going to be to 15 to go. I don't know if Sean's going to be able to actually catch him or not.
Yeah, I mean, he's just going to have to try to get by him, and I mean, maybe even hope that the caution does come out when he's in front of him so he can be the control truck. As you see just how good that he is on those restarts. I mean, that's half a second gap before they even get into turn one. But I know Sean will take a P2 finish here. Got some more trouble out there on the track.
Looks like 29 goes around. Oh, and hits the 45.
I mean, it's like I was saying earlier. I feel like if you're Sean, you almost kind of just need to try to guess, try to time the restart. I mean, you've been beat on the restarts all night, and that's not even to his fault, but the restart zone is so small here that I feel like you could probably get away with trying to time it. Maybe count down like half a second and then just go.
Yeah, he's not doing horrible. Like some of his restarts, some of Sean's restarts aren't bad. Like he stays right up on him for the most part, but majority of them, that 84, like he's bouncing. He's getting a restart at the beginning of the line, then he does it at the end of the line. Obviously, at the end of the line, you can kind of guess it because about midway, you know it ain't got much longer to go. You might as well gas it at that point, you know?
Yeah. 100%. I do agree, good sir.
I think we may have broke a record with how many yellows we've had tonight.
Oh, there's no doubt.
I mean, not a very good record to be breaking, but...
Yeah, no, not at all, but kind of expected it. I will say I did have a little bit of higher hopes. I knew it was going to be... knew there was going to be some yellows, but I didn't know that we'd have 24 with 11 to go.
Yeah. We are going to have 10 to go exactly.
There we go. Patrick with another great restart.
Oh, Kufel kind of overshot the corner a little bit, trying to push it in there.
Eugene Hawk looking, gets into the bumper of the 27. Samuel Moser trying to make a move on Ryan Seabolt. Eugene now making the move. Ooh, close call there. Ryan Seabolt with a little bit of a self-clear on Samuel Moser. And Mike
Kufel around.
Saves it with a little bit of help. And there we go. Eugene Hawk, Samuel Moser on the front stretch. So that bails out Mike just a little bit there. Mike got a little bit of help from the 00. intensity is gonna pick up even more. Just a handful of laps to go. And once that white flag comes out, that's it. It's official. I mean, like I said, if you're Sean, I feel like you got to go for it. You got to try to time it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I mean, he's kind of laying back almost half a truck length anyway, so even if he does get a slight jump, his nose won't be out front in enough time.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. He's on him tight there. There you go. That's where he gives it up.
Yep. And he didn't
hits the
even go
brakes.
until after the, yeah.
Now loses him a spot.
I don't even think he throttled up till after the restart zone.
I mean, it looked like Sean hit the brakes.
Oh, 9's around.
Oh,
Come
yeah.
on.
I wonder if he may have had a little bit of help.
I didn't see any.
Yeah, nope, no help. Good job by Cornwell locking it down. I feel like at this point we're just padding stats here for the record. You really hate to see that for Mike. I mean, he's had a really, really solid run all night. Not going to have much to show for it now. We're going to be at a green-white checkered, and he's going to have a lot of ground to make up if he doesn't go a lap down. See him still on pit road. He is putting on a fresh set of rubber. Problem is I don't know that he's going to make it out in time. It's going to be close. Now he's going to get lapped. So I don't know if he's getting damage fixed or what. That puts Mike a lap down.
Yep, so that's only 10 cars on the lead lap right now.
Yes, sirree. We'll see. We know Eugene can be aggressive. Sean or Ryan Seabolt might be in a good position here if these two leaders make contact. If they can avoid it, though. See how tight Eugene is hooked up to the 84 there. That's what we really want to see Sean do on these restarts. Patrick gets a really good restart, though, still. Sean, I don't know if he spun tires or what, but not a good start for him on that one, but nonetheless. Sean losing a couple positions here. He's scored in 5th right now.
Yeah, Patrick still got a pretty good jump.
And they took the white flag, so the next race will, or the next flag ends it. It's going to get real interesting. Patrick Camburn, your winner. It looks like Eugene Hawk, P2, Ryan Seabolt, P3, Chris Weiniger, P4, Randy Cornwell, P5, Thomas Long, 6th, Kyle Rogers, 7th, and Sean falls all the way down to 8th. Eugene Hawk, another solid finish. But Patrick Camburn really took control of this race. Here are your results from Nashville Fairgrounds as we try to get our top 3 into the waiting room here. Starting off with the 00, Ryan Seabolt. A lot of chaos out there tonight, but I mean, hell, you have a hell of a run. You find your way towards the front of the field and get some of that track position. And we still saw a few people up front struggle, but how important was it to just get to that top, 5 or so trucks where it seems like everybody up there was for the most part able to hold on to it? How important was that for your race here tonight?
Man, that was the main goal. I mean, just getting through the first couple stages, knowing I had an EOL penalty, getting up there towards the end, I knew that we were going to have some good laps. So just glad to kind of get through the mess.
Yeah, looking here at the scoring sheet, behind the scenes, you mentioned you had that EOL penalty, but I mean, technically you're the biggest mover. I don't know that you won't get the bonus point, but yeah, you're up 25 spots from where you started. So hell of a race by you, man, to get up there and get up front and, come away with, I believe, is that your first podium of the season?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yep. First one.
Heck yeah. Well, talk to us, man. How does it feel to be up there?
It feels good, man. You guys are super competitive. I've only been doing this for a couple months, and, Patrick actually got me into this stuff. So really appreciate him getting me in this and bringing me into this league. And this is awesome. It's a lot of fun.
Heck yeah. Well, man, podium here at Nashville Fairgrounds. There's a lot of cautions out there and a lot of chaos, but able to end up on the podium, man. Before we let you on out of here, is anybody you want to shout out or thank?
Definitely got to thank my wife, taking care of the kiddos and handling everything around the house while I do this stuff. And thanking my buddy Patrick for getting me in this and my buddy Brandon for handing me beers while I finish the race.
There you go, man. Well, there you have it. That was your 3rd place finisher here, the 00 of Ryan Seabolt. Looks like we're still trying to get in contact with Eugene Hawk, so we'll go ahead and drag up our race winner, the 84 of Patrick Camburn. Led the most laps tonight apart from the pace car, man. We talked to you at the end of stage 1. How does it feel to get the win here at Nashville Fairgrounds?
It feels good. A little bittersweet. Made a few mistakes, and I think I got some guys to apologize to. The 88, the 22, and then even Happy. Don't know what happened. I don't know, trying to come back through the field and rushing through it and made a couple mistakes.
Yeah, well, mistakes or not, man, you end up there on the highest leg of the podium, P1, and like you said, you made your way through the field, and we talked about it all night long, just how important being the control car was on the restarts. We saw there were times where you were getting to 6, 7 tenths on the guys behind you before you got into turn 1. How important was that clean air out there?
Oh, extremely important. Don't want to go into a turn 1 side by side with a guy and give him a shot. Really want to leave him in the dust in the restart zone and make sure you clear him before you get to turn 1.
Absolutely. Well, great points day for you, Patrick. You're up there with your teammates as well. Good team day for K&W. Before we let you go, is there anybody you want to shout out or thank?
No, just you guys up in the booth and everyone that puts this league on. It's been a ton of fun. I'm still new to this, still learning, but learned a lot in the last 8 or 9 races that I've been a part of this, and having a blast doing it.
Hell yeah, man. Glad to have you on board. Congrats on your first place victory here tonight at the Fairgrounds. And it looks like we were able to connect with the 40 of Eugene Hawk, making a lot of waves since his debut here in High Velocity Racing League. You get a P2 tonight. You, as well as a lot of other people, had some drama to go through tonight, but you're able to get it done and get on the podium, man, and talk to us. You've been honestly a pretty dominant force since you've been here these last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think first of all, the first thing we got to get out of the way is David Misha, man. I just lap 83, I ran him over. I really shouldn't have done that. I didn't want to do that at all, and I feel awful about that. And also with Sam Moser at the end, that's another thing. I'm glad that he was at least able to recover to P8, but it's just, or I guess it's P10, but that's just two incidents that I really hate that I caused.
Yeah, part of it. I mean, we saw a lot of action out there. I mean, Will, we're talking about it. Fairgrounds is kind of a self-clearing track or self-cleaning track. When we saw a lot of guys getting loose on the entry and in the center of the corners. I mean, was it hard under braking out here tonight? Or, I mean, we saw a lot of self-spins with that.
Well, what I saw, I think I saw it first with Camburn and just tried to mimic it is, yeah, we had to use a lot of braking to turn 1, but I don't think that Pat or I was using any braking to 3. You could kind of let the truck settle. If you used braking to 3, it'd get really loose on entry, and then you'd just have a rough couple laps trying to recover from that. But the hardest times, I think, were at the end around 140 or 150 when the clouds were starting to come in. It was really hard to get any power off the corner.
Yeah, I mean, able to get it done though tonight. I mean, again, another podium for you, and I mean, like I said, you're on a really high upward trend since you've been here. You got, a lot of podiums. You've even got a race win here, and you've shown presence up front since you've been here. So, I mean, definitely a lot of talent behind the wheel there for you. It's been fun out there watching you race. I believe we do have a road course next week, if I'm not mistaken. Is that something you've got scheduled as well, or?
Oh man, the Roval is going to be a lot of fun. I don't really know how good I'm going to be in the truck on the road course. It's more so that the Cup car there is going to be a lot of fun, but we'll see how it is. I'm pretty excited for it. Just I think that really I need to find some guys within the league and just try to join a team. I know I got Brett's team, and these guys are great here in the truck series, but I need to find some friends for Cup, because I think that the biggest thing from that shootout was we got to find some friends. So we'll see how it goes. But I'm really excited, man. Racing here is a lot of fun, and I'm very appreciative to keep coming back.
Absolutely, man. We're glad to have you. And like I said, you've been making waves here since your debut. Before we let you go, is there anybody you want to give any thanks to?
Yeah, to Brett and Ben Thomas I really should have said yes and come race the guys sooner, because it is a lot of fun. But the biggest guy to thank is Brett first and foremost, but then Sean and Bryce and everybody, all the admins here for the show they put on. It is a lot of fun to race.
Gotcha. Well, man, we're glad to have you on board, and it's been a blast having you here. We appreciate your appreciation, and you've shown up every week since you've been here, and that's all we can really ask for. And you've been fun to watch, so I'm sure that trend will continue. Congrats again on P2 here tonight at the Nashville Fairgrounds, man. Look forward to seeing you out there on the Roval for some right and left turns.
All right, thank you all. Have a good night.
Yeah, you too. And there you have it. That was the number 40, Eugene Hawk, your second place finisher here tonight at the Nashville Fairgrounds. Yeah, definitely a new record for Sean to add there in the records. I think it was 25 or 26 cautions that we ended up with tonight, but all in all, we got through it, and we got some more racing to do tomorrow in the Xfinity car. We got Canadian Tire Motorsports Park, or also known as Mosport. It's a very, very fun track. I'm looking forward to it. It's it really is a roller coaster. I know I've used that word to describe Sonoma, but I think Mosport takes the cake for that for sure. I'm looking forward to it. Again, Parker White was super kind enough to spend some time and make us a freaking awesome setup. That thing is ripping around the track, so thanks to him and for taking the time to do that. So We got Xfinity Series racing tomorrow at Mosport, and then we go back to Daytona on Friday night for our inaugural race in the HVRL Cup season. I'm super excited to get that kicked off, and I just want to say thank you to everybody that's been in the chat, showing support for your favorite drivers and showing support for the stream. We really appreciate you guys tuning in and being a part of it, and we will see you guys potentially tomorrow. I'm not sure if we're going to have a broadcast or not for tomorrow, but if we don't see you, we will definitely be back here on Friday for some more Cup Series action. So thank you guys for tuning in, and we will see